doing great. And when I sent you a message, I was thinking you might not accept me, but thank you so much for accepting me and you gave me response. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm
That's
doing
okay.
great.
Yeah, like
Hmm.
all genuine requests will be accepted. So far, every passionate learner, whenever they send an email, I take time to respond. Thanks for sending the request again. I just went through your YouTube channel. You've shared many things for your viewers. I think you're a self-learner. Am I right? You're into
Yeah,
self-learning? Very much into
yeah,
self-learning, I think. So you observe and then whatever you experience, you share with the learners. That's also there. So I was very excited
yeah.
to see that because that's slow and steady, because I've also been into that. I would like to listen to your introduction. Please introduce yourself
Okay.
and then we'll get started with the conversation. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So as you know, my name is Priyanka. Basically, I am from Mirzapur in UP. Currently, I'm in Hyderabad. So I have been here for last 6 years. I hold an MBA degree. Now I'm a mother. Simultaneously, I'm running YouTube channel, Nourish Your English, where I upload conversational videos, English related videos, and I love English language, and my YouTube channel helps me a lot to be a consistent to learn this language. And because of my channel, every day I meet new people, talk to them, and now I feel like that really make my day productive. So
Oh,
I feel like now it's my hobby is to meet new people, talk to them. So yeah, I am really enjoying this process. Apart from that, I love to play badminton and spend time with my family. So yeah, that's how I keep engaged myself.
oh, that's great. Great to know about that. You have completed your MBA, right? If I heard it
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
MBA and language. Of course, you
Yeah.
can be a language learner irrespective of your profession and background. YouTube channel is also helping you. Can you share something about your experience? You know, you have embarked on this journey. It has been some time. And we know that learning is also a way which helps you with realization, realizing things, unlearning things also. So it's not
Hmm.
about treating English as a subject. English is a language. The language is
Yeah.
connected to life, right? So would you
Mhm.
like to share maybe one or two experiences that you had while learning this language that will really help the audience? I'm also excited to listen to that. Yeah.
Okay. So now I feel like now I can speak this language confidently, and now I am able to express my thought. But earlier I wasn't like this. I did my schooling from Hindi medium school, then graduation from Hindi medium school. And when I did MBA, that time it was quite difficult for me as I used to think. But when I was doing that time, it wasn't too difficult for me because there was a Hindi environment. So it wasn't too difficult for me. My main problem started when I started looking job. I wanted to start my career in HR field,
Hmm.
and that's the reason I couldn't start my career. And then
Okay.
I got married and shifted to Hyderabad, and that is the turning point in my life. Here, when I came here, everyone spoke very well English, and
Hmm.
that time I was not good with this language. So
Okay.
whenever I spoke with them, I felt like a fumbling, or I completely got blank while speaking to the new people.
Hmm.
And that is the turning point for me. And then I started working on myself, and the first thing that I started to build my fundamental, my foundation, right, foundation, like my tenses.
Hmm.
I started working on it. Then I somehow mustered the courage to speak with new people, and that's how I learned this language. And when
Okay.
I become mother, I also want my baby spoke English with everyone. And
Okay.
here is an environment here, everyone speak very well English.
Okay.
So I, because of my baby, I learned a lot of new things, like how to explain this thing. If he make a mess in a room, so how should I advise him, or how should I should say to explain everything. So these small thing I have learned through YouTube videos, and then I started making videos on my YouTube channel. I started my own YouTube channel. I can say YouTube really made me consistent. Since I
Hmm.
started my channel, I was more consistent. Earlier, I was
Hmm.
like on and off. Some days I was more into this English, and some days I wasn't. But yeah, this channel made me consistent. So that's
Oh.
how I learned this language.
Okay, that's great. So, a couple of things from your experience. First thing is going to a non-English medium school or English medium school, irrespective of where you have been to, language is
Mhm.
never a barrier. You can access language. I've already done videos explaining about treating English as a subject. So, here in your case, you didn't have the background. You went to a Hindi medium school, I mean, state
Yeah,
syllabus and things like that. But then you mustered the courage to speak, and that is because of situations. And also, you understood the significance of learning a foreign language. So, that itself is an attempt. So, one thing is building the foundation. That is where people lack. Today, we have YouTube. When I was in my college days, when I was in my school days also, whenever I wanted to read a book, I didn't have access. Though I was born and brought up abroad, whenever I wanted to read a storybook that was not available, we didn't have online stores in those days. You had to go to the library, whatever was available, you had to take. It was like that. But today, YouTube itself gives so many things. We have online stores, and still people say, I don't have the resources. I don't know from where to begin. And I'm sure that internet is becoming, it is affordable. People living in the
yeah.
rural places also have access to internet, though it may not be steady and they may not have it 24/7, but still they have access. So building the foundation. What is this foundation? You said I worked on my tenses. How did you do that exactly? Because that's where people get stuck without any external help. How did you do it? Like two, three guidelines or activities that helped you build the
Mhm.
foundation. Yeah.
Okay, so for making a foundation, the first thing that is very important, and I feel like all beginners do, speak very fast. So when somebody asks any question without any second thought, I just started speaking, and that's why I got stuck in some point. And
Mm,
because of this, I didn't realize where am I making a mistake, which tenses am I using. Like
mm,
somebody asked my present tense in anything in a present, but I started mixing past, sometimes future. It's all because of I wanted to speak very fast with them. That
mm,
happened with me. So I think the first thing that is very important to control your pace. Whatever you are speaking, you should know what are you saying, because
mm,
sometimes when we get nervous, or if we feel like somebody is judging me, so the first mistake I have seen people usually do, even I am the one who did kind of mistake, that speak too fast.
mm.
So
Okay.
so first thing, we should take a time, and we
Mm,
should, because I feel like we all know about the tenses in our childhood, right? When we are a first standard or second standard, we started studying about everything, and everyone know these general things. But speaking is really different if we talk about the our subject. So it's we should be mindful what we are saying. That is very important for me.
mm.
The
Okay.
second thing is that, again, don't mix up the tenses. Try to stick in a one tense. Suppose if you are talking about your present routine, or anything, whatever you are doing, so try to stick in a one tenses. Or if you are talk about your past tense, so again you try to stick there. That is also very important, I think. And the third thing that I personally follow, if we meet someone, everyone recommend you different thing, right? But it's very important to know yourself what you really likes, because I have realized somebody is more into a listening, somebody is more into a watching.
Mm.
So it's very important to know your genre, what do you really like, and
Yeah.
then work accordingly. That is really best for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's very true. So, there are accepted strategies and techniques in the field of ELT. I mean, ELT is English language learning and teaching. I've spoken about this, where English is made accessible to everybody. So,
Mm.
in India, we have access to English. I think we are used to English because of political and historical reasons. And at the same time, today we can see learners who are obsessed. Now, from your explanation and elaboration of techniques, it's very true that we have to focus and be mindful of what we are saying. The pace is
Yeah.
important because
Mm.
when you listen to writers, I'm not saying that writers are the best, they don't make any mistakes, but they structure their sentences and pace their sentences properly. So we may think that they're taking so much time to bring about a word. No, focusing, being mindful also help you with the tenses instead of shooting the sentences right away. I tell my learners, like, you know the tenses, but you're not focusing. That's very true. And I remember several months back, this is my experience, I was working with a speaking platform. And when you take sessions, when you conduct sessions on speaking platforms, you will have learners who will upload your videos on their channel. Okay.
Yeah.
So one learner, one famous YouTuber uploaded a conversation with me. And there was somebody who
Mhm.
commented saying, you have to speak fast, ma'am. You can't be slow. So I just listen to my video again, because when there is a kind of comment, I always listen to it again. But my pace was okay. It was not too fast. In some places, I feel that I was too fast. And beneath my videos and through some of the emails, some learners ask me to be slow, to be still slower, not to be fast. Because as trainers, we are asked to have a steady, focused pace. Otherwise, how will they
Mhm.
understand? It's not about the accent and the pronunciation. So we have to still be steady with the pace. And also, taking a pause is not a mistake. I mean, you can take a pause. It's part of natural speech. Like if you listen to great speakers, I've also done a
Yeah.
video on that. Immediately after seeing this comment, I researched about taking the right pause in your speech, because that also helps you structure the sentences. It helps you to be
Mhm.
mindful of the sentences. We all make mistakes with thoughts. We can rewind and we can also focus better when we go back to our thoughts. We can still speak better. Making mistakes with the grammar happens when you're too fast or when you're completely perplexed. So, either of the two, it shouldn't be on any of these sides, it should be balanced. So, steady, focus, and being mindful. So, that's great. I think that itself will clarify your confusion with the tenses past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Great, good. Okay, so do you have any questions?
Yeah, I love your pronunciation, the way you speak, especially your pronunciation. I love it. And I think, as you said, you born and brought up in a foreign. That's why you got it. How did you achieve? How have you achieved this
Okay,
pronunciation?
pronunciation. Okay. Yes, I was brought up abroad, not in India. I wouldn't say that helped me with the pronunciation because, yes, we had Indian students, North Indian teachers, even a couple of South Indian teachers. But I think for 2 years, I was under the mentorship of British teachers from the British school, but that was only for 2 years. But what I did, I mean, because you will have good pronunciation for some time, and this is what my friends tell me. When we were in Kuwait, we had good pronunciation, but after that, we get scattered. We go to different places for our higher studies. That's what happened to me. See, when I did not work or when I'm not working on my language, I wouldn't say consciously, if I don't read, if I don't listen to English, it can again have problems. I try to be mindful of the words. Pronunciation depends solely on your listening skills. You have to listen carefully. It's not listening to have a style. What I did was my teachers encouraged me the same comments I used to get when I was in school. Your pronunciation is good, but I was never satisfied with the way I articulated words. I used to listen to foreign channels because we didn't have any other regional channels at that time. And I keep listening even now. I listen to my learners, I listen to different tutors, I listen to interviews conducted by different platforms with authors because that really fascinates me. At the same time, I don't bring in accent artificially because I believe Indian, British, and American accents are acceptable. If you listen to people from the Middle East, from China, from Africa, and all these places who speak beautiful English, they don't
Yeah.
focus too much on the accent. And we like it. Like they have a beautiful way of saying, the day I went to school. So that is like cute. We don't say, no, it is not right. And even from India, we have people having some kind of mother tongue interference. Of course, they make mistakes, but if the grammar is right, if their thoughts are clear, we don't mind. Like we don't become obsessed then. So, my only takeaway from whatever I've been doing is to not bring in the accent because that's what people do today. But we can work on pronunciation, that is to articulate words in a good way. So, first, make sure that you understand what you're saying so that the listener also will be able to understand. But today, I make sure that I listen and interact with people who have been exposed to different levels of language. And that is it. And I enjoy listening and reading. Yeah, maybe that is what is helping me.
Yeah. And ma'am, there are a lot of people who says shadowing practice really help people to improve their pronunciation. Do you also feel like, because I feel like whenever I practice shadowing practice, like if somebody is saying same thing and I want to repeat that thing, I feel boring. I feel like I am just
Hmm.
wasting my time. I know
Hmm.
everything.
Okay.
So what do you think? What do you think
Okay.
about shadowing
That's
practice?
a
How
very
to do
good
it right
question.
way?
Yeah, excellent question. I appreciate that. I've also done two activities on shadowing. Shadowing is basically to help you with your intonation, sentence structure also in one way, and pronunciation. I've done that because you repeat what the other person says. It's like imitating and speaking to get
Yeah.
your intonation and pronunciation right. Okay.
Mm,
But even before we knew about shadowing, shadowing became famous recently, I would say. It was already
mm,
there, but we started speaking about it recently. The best way to is to listen and imitate to an extent. But when you imitate, do not become other person. You maintain your style. Now, when you do shadowing, some learners have already told me, ma'am, shadowing is boring. I understand what you say because one thing is you have to listen, you have to immediately speak or read. Suppose it is boring for you, just listen to how the person is reading it. Or at least once you repeat, like you do shadowing with the person, with the creator, or with the tutor. After
mm,
that, you read on your own. Okay?
mm.
Because they will have a way of giving the intonation, they will have their own accent. Like when you listen to the native speakers, also, they have their own accent. It is not necessary to speak like them because I have
Yeah.
interacted with language stalwarts and even people from our country who are beautiful writers, Indian English writers say, don't copy the Westerners because English is for everybody. That is why it is a global language. So, if at all it is boring for you, if it's an interesting passage, try to do it. Otherwise, you listen to how they are speaking. Two, three sentences you repeat. Do shadowing with the creator. After that, once they finish, if you want, you can take the screenshot, or if you have another passage with you, read aloud. Because this is what I
Mm,
used to do. I didn't know anything about shadowing when I was a child. You asked me about pronunciation. Whenever I
yeah.
had boring paragraphs from history books, I used to
Mhm.
read it aloud. I used to walk up and down and read it aloud. That helped me with articulation. Used to have some kind of intonation, like, did you know about this Mughal emperor? Like that. So when there was a question mark, I used to slightly put in intonation and dramatize, bring in drama to the tone. So, reading aloud with some interest and by understanding the meaning, by comprehending the meaning, can do magic. It will help you to digest the sentence structure, it will help you to listen to your voice. Suppose shadowing is boring. And then, whenever you have an interesting passage, you can always practice shadowing. So, this is what helps. Because, yes, what you told is correct. If at all it is boring, you try this out. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Right.
recommend any channel that you follow it?
When it comes to English, to be very frank, I don't listen to grammar videos because I
Mm,
don't think it can help you. The best way to learn a language is to live it. So what I do is whatever comes my way, I listen. Not just in the English language, I listen to people from different platforms, cinema, entertainment, books, everything. If an interview is good in English or other language also, I can understand Hindi also, I will listen to that. But when it comes to English, I'll tell you the kind of pattern I follow: authors talks, hard talks, BBC
mm,
podcast, because in my training sessions, I play some podcast from generated by the British Council or by the ELT platform. So I listen to that. Then what else? I do not listen to English learning channels except for IELTS because IELTS help you with the question pattern. We don't know what
yeah.
they're going to ask. Every 6 months, every 3 months, they change the pattern. There'll be some change, they'll update. So, for that reason, I listen. But otherwise, when I have a doubt, I read grammar articles. Instead of listening to the video, I read grammar articles and make my own context. I'm not trying to say I'm perfect with grammar, but this is what helps me. So, podcast on any topic, hard talks, debate, interviews with authors, book reviews. I listen to a lot of book reviews by different people across the country, from abroad. If I want to purchase a book, immediately I listen to everybody from India, from other parts of the world also. And then I decide whether I should buy it or not. Okay.
Mm,
Then there are some interesting conversations on YouTube also. If I find it very interesting, I listen to that. If there are mistakes, I will look at the pattern of mistakes to help my
mm,
learners to say this is not correct. Because there are so many passionate learners in our country. And I
yeah.
always respect them, despite the problems that they face, despite the limitations, the way they come up. At the same time, we have people who always complain and crib also. So this is what I do. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the great thing. And I have learned in my experience that we should never stick in one genre, right? Some people say, I
Hmm.
love cooking, so they always stick and they always want to watch only food related videos. So I have learned that we should try a varieties of things so that whenever we get a topic, so we get a word to speak there. So it's very
Exactly.
important to, yeah, whether it's reading or writing or watching something, so I always try to learn a variety of videos.
Yes,
I
yes.
think that
So,
is also
yeah,
important.
so today the trend is to listen or just watch conversational videos. I have conversational videos on my channel, but
Mm,
conversation is helping you to receive something. What
mm,
people don't understand is here we share our experience. So it can motivate you, it can encourage you to take the action. It is also relatable. But apart from that, whatever you told, speak. How to speak, there are methods. Now, in your case, you took time, you observed, you're a very good observer. But there are
mm,
some learners who cannot help themselves. Like they cannot help the self. In such cases, we can't say they don't have the brains. They need some guidance, that's all. After giving the guidance, they will top the list. I'm sure of that. So there are different people from different levels. Okay,
mm.
so that was good. I was able to learn so many things from you, and thanks for sharing so many things. I am very happy with the way you work on your skill. It's not just the language. And you have reached this level probably because you're focusing on your techniques and you have a broader vision with some goals. And still, if you focus, I feel you will be able to do justice to those errors, like saying, I do errors. You can say, I make mistakes while
Yeah,
speaking. These are not things that you don't know. Maybe you can just focus more. When we speak, because of slip of tongue, we can make mistakes. All of us make mistakes. But
yeah,
just like how great writers say, there is nothing known as the perfect language because native speakers also make mistakes, just like us when we speak Hindi or our regional languages.
mm,
But we try to give our best when we speak. So I think that
mm,
is the agenda, not about being somebody else. And thanks for joining me.
mm.
Yes,
Thank you so
Priyanka.
much for
Right.
giving
Bye
me.
bye.
Yeah.
Take care. Yeah, bye. Take care.